Good evening, everyone. It was a rivalry matchup in Ohio on the Diamond as the Warren Warriors hosted the Marietta Tigers. The Tigers trying to get revenge after losing to the Warriors over a week ago. And we go out to Vincent with Marietta trying to find consistency while Warren is looking to keep the good times rolling. Bottom of the second in a 1-1 game, Cooper Lauman gets Jace Hilverding to go down swinging. Drew Warden manages to tag him out, and Lauman picks up the strikeout early on. However, later in the inning, Tate Jonas crushes this ball deep into left field. Bryson Chidester trying to track it, but it will go all the way to the wall for a base hit. Alexander Winters is hustling towards third, and he will be waved home. He will score, and Jonas is on third with an RBI triple to give Warren the lead. Top of the third, Marietta trying to answer, but Lauman hits a fly ball to center that will be caught by Braylon Murray for an out. He then makes an impressive throw to first base for a double play. What a sequence for the Warriors. They still lead 2-1. Bottom three, Saban Jonas hits a bouncer right to Torrin Baker, who throws to second base for the out. They try turning a double play of their own, but it's an errant throw, which allows Jacob Stauffer to score from third. Warren goes on to get the 8-1 win over Marietta. Staying in Vincent, the Warren Lady Warriors were also playing at home. They had a tough home test as they hosted Caldwell. And we go back out to Vincent, and across the way, the Lady Warriors were looking for win number 7 on the season. Skipping ahead to the fourth, Emma Lang with a line drive that gets through for a base hit. She is rounding first. She then decides to break for second, and she slides in safely. Good base running from Lang, but Caldwell leads 6-0. Up next is Marina Johnson, who's showing bunt but pulls back. Lane trying to steal second, but she is tagged out. That is the first out of the inning. Warren trying to get on the board, but Leela Smith goes down swinging. Michaela Mamaw gets the strikeout, and she had a big day on the mound. Top of the fifth, Hannah Reeder hits a ground ball near first base. Johnson unable to trap it, and Reeder will reach first safely, although Caldwell would come up empty. And as I mentioned before, Mamaw performed well on the bump. Here she catches Braylon Bonnet looking for strike 3 to end the fifth. Then in the sixth, she first gets a strikeout of Delaney Gates. Then she shows some movement here with a punch out of Haley Metz. And finally, she gets Gracie Adams to swing and miss for strike 3. Mamaw strikes out the side on the way to an 8-0 shutout win for Caldwell over Warren.